Welcome to M.J. Welch Auctioneers. This is the Boca Raton Estate Auction 147. For those of you who are new to our videos, I specialize in estates of deceased from Palm Beach, Florida to Miami Beach, and then I truck it to our gallery in Tennessee, and I have the sale for preview and pickup. What I'm going to be showing you mainly is a retired contractor in a $7.5 million home, remodeling the foyer and the living room. So he gave us a lot of his furniture and rugs to put in this auction, which I'm going to show you. If you're in town locally, you can come by. As always, I have my daughter. She does her little sidewalk sale indoors here. But she does have a few very nice little items. If you're interested, come in and take a look at what she has. She has a lot of children videos and books for kids in this one. But let's move on to the auction. You're looking at one of the hand-knotted rugs. I'm trying to get a better view. The sun is coming in the backlight. You got a designer coffee table. All these names are on the website. There's another specialty piece there. It was custom made, this velvet sofa. In the warehouse, they had the bike. She said she only rode it once or twice, so you may take a look at the trick bicycle. Here's some antique stuff. These are hand-carved cork sculptures, Japanese. You got your 5 of them. There's 5 different ones. We're going to sell them as one number. Over here you got some designer chairs on the brass baits. They rock and swivel, very comfortable. Antique table with the marble top. You got a day bed. This came out of the home, of course. The big day bed, very nice. We have fireplace green, brass. Nice little table here. It's got the leather top, all the carving on it. This is the base. Got 4 little feet there looking at you. Also over here we have this chest. All of this, most all of the furniture is century furniture. You're probably looking at, oh gosh, $3,000 a piece or more right there by itself. They're very heavy. I had some crystal light sconces. That's how we got them. Crystal's in there, but there's 2 of these hand-blown crystal light sconces. Got a king-size bed. Mattress and rails are separate from the headboard. Might want to take a look at that. Let me see if I get this rug a little better. Yeah, the light's not so bad. Good colors on that. This rug, she said she paid 10 grand for several years ago. That's this rug. We're gonna go over here, jump the gun. Another little nice table. You got a Centron telescope, Celestron. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. You may have an interest in looking at the moon and the stars. This is a Bombay style. It's listed the name. This is a sleeper sofa, very comfortable, by the way. These are like custom made ottomans. Very comfortable just to sit on them. We have the antique chair with the tapestry fabric. Another good table, vintage piece, probably from the 1950s also. We got a nice leather chair. It's got 2 front wheel casters. One of the casters on the other side's there, but it was bent. Let me get out of this. I don't know where we are. There we go. Lost my camera for a minute. Here's another chest. Now, they used them as nightstands. Some people put them in the front room next to the sofa, or singly. We got the little TV. This is a Judaica that's on slate. There he's blowing the shofar. Okay, I'm gonna try not to go too fast. Couple nice, very nice large chairs there. Unusual. This is bar height table. Don't ask me why. We only had 7 chairs. The center leaf, when you pull these ends out, center leaf folds in half, drops down, and you close it so the leaves stay with the table. Very heavy, well made, I have to say. This piece was in the last auction. Somehow the person did not pay for it, so we're going to put it in this one. Marble top, another vintage piece, very nice. Nice vintage desk lamp. Nice looking clock. It was missing a pendulum and the bell. I found a pendulum I put on it, but it's still missing the bell. And I probably got a key to fit it. These are vintage, like Art Nouveau hand mirrors. They're not sterling. This is a nice little lamp. Not the right shade, but that's the shade that was on it. You can see, but it's got the vintage look. And nice piece, nice older piece. Another known name sofa. Okay, and now I'm going to show you a little bit of artwork. There you go. You can look up these artists if you like the subjects. A lot of artwork. There's another one.
Hi, girlfriend. Hi, girls.
We got Waterford crystal. Nice piece. Waterford lamps. A tureen. This is a nice cabinet here. Again, a very nice, it's again, a Verdi, I can't pronounce his name. He's, I believe, a Mexican person that has a very nice reputation for his furniture. Look at that lock on that sucker. This nice little cabinet. I have to say, nice cabinet. We got a box light down here, I see. Looks like it has a lot of clown and just a box light. There's another rug. This one is machine stitch. This one over here is hand knotted. That's another nice big rug, hand knotted rug. This has got like a tortoiseshell, it's a fox tortoiseshell type inlay top. I'm gonna move this so you can see. Nice little table. This is a nice little vintage casket here. I got a Tiffany style floor lamp per se. Don't ask me why, but they cut the cord. So you gotta put a new cord on it, but nice, it's in good shape, nice lamp. Grandfather clock, great looking clock. Trouble is, the weights were wound too tight, and I told her to wait until the weights dropped and then we'll take them off and move it. She calls me up and says the weights are off. Well, I go pick the clock up and I have the weights, but they're down there. And she lost one of the hooks that go on top. You can order those online, but we like to sell it like we get it. We don't want to repair it and fix it. This is a very nice, little dirty right there, but that can be cleaned up. This is like suede. It's a Fox suede sleeper sofa, if you can imagine. Again, very comfortable, very comfortable. I'm going to show you. This is like a three-dimensional owl sitting. That's a sculpture in there. It's like, even the feathers look real, but they're not. Another painting. Here's a centennial piece, I imagine. This is Kittinger, Buffalo, the antique, good name. We're selling it with the mirror. We have this Memories jewelry box that was like new, so we went ahead and took it. We got this vintage, another jewelry box. It's got the brass hinges. It's got the jade top. A nice little jewelry box. Okay, let me go. This floor lamp is in there. There's the oil painting. This is a box of sweet shops. It's colorful china, you know, or dishes, whatever you want to call them. If you're familiar with them, you can look them up. You'll see they got platters, cups, bowls. I got 8 pieces, I think, in this one. Another one, I got 10. This is a vintage leather wrap wine decanter. Got the lion head on it. I got a nice stein with the pewter top. This is Thomasville. It's a bar on wheels. Each side lifts up, folds out. It's got a little arm that pulls out under there. And this is nice. It comes with a brand new wine rack in the bottom. It's like he never used it. Here's that piece I was talking about, pulls out and that holds it. We got a nice little vanity stool. We got the onyx. This was in their foyer. As you came in the double doors, they had this big onyx table there with a huge floor arrangement on it. I have vintage jewelry. The pictures you're not gonna see it in this video, but this is old vintage jewelry. This is a custom made vintage piece. This is like a dragon, and he has like emerald eyes. It's got different stones. This is sterling silver. It's got a latch to unlatch it right there. But that's a custom made bracelet. Now let me open this up because of light glare. This is, I've not in all my years seen these teething rings. The old ones are ivory teething with mother of pearl handles. Some of them come in sterling, some of them come in copper. I didn't tell, that one looks sterling, that one looks copper. And that's another one, I believe that's copper. It could be silver. I did not test them. They're old. And of course you got this vintage coral necklace. I don't even think you get those no more. Unusual cut crystal. Look at that crystal unusual cut necklace. There's a vintage sterling bracelet, probably from the 1940s. Nice pendant, very nice. This piece goes with the belt buckle. All right. This ring is very unusual. This is custom made also. It's the Mauve pearl, cultured pearls, got emerald, and it's got look at the eyes. Those are probably garnets. Nice piece. Unusual. Again, we got some unusual cut. I'm going to sell these two necklaces together. They both have unusual cuts on them. And here's a Swarovski, older Swarovski crystal necklace. Here's a good vintage piece. That's possibly sterling too, but I did not test that. If I get a chance, I will. We got a little bag lot and vintage. Again, the pictures in the bags don't show anything. These are dining room chairs. I have 6 of these. Very nice, very expensive. This is a roll-around bench, whatever you want to call it, storage bench, cushion. It opens up, has a hinge on each side, but the hinges are broke. If you like this, put your couple of hinges on it, and you got a nice piece there. Let me go back over here. I'm missing the china cabinet. Let me open these squeaky doors. Okay. You remember all the old Franciscan dishes? Well, I got a bunch of them. I'm going to sell them as one number. Now, there's a different pattern back there. But this is the old apple pattern here. I got some vintage beaded purses, a couple of them from Paris, in pristine condition. I think that one over there, yeah, looks like it's been used a lot. These don't even look like they've been used. This is a frog desk clock, mantel clock, whatever you want to call it, by Elgin. There's a couple of creamers back there. You have to look and see what the names are back there. Totem pole, that's sign on the bottom. Don't laugh when you see what it's worth. But if you like totem poles from Alaska, it's fine. Here's a piece I've not seen. This is a timer lock, a bank timer lock. Lady I represent on that's 92. She had the vintage jewelry. We're going to go back to her house and see what we can get. I believe that's Tiffany and Company right there. I got a couple of Tiffany and Company pieces. That could be one right there. These are Val St. Lambert, I think. There's a piece I'm not seeing. Don't care if I ever see them again, but, and of course you got B&G. I believe that's, what is that, Van Briggle maybe? This is a collective piece. Cognac. Okay, my tell. This is probably on the retail market $1,200–$1,500. Unopened. Nice old cloisonne, nice colors. Again, nice piece of work right there, porcelain. That's a vintage tankard back there. These are nice. These are two-piece. These are wedding lanterns. They use these at wedding when they were called a pair of wedding lanterns. These are vintage spoon rests. These are hand carved. They make them in Germany, but this one's from Italy. And this is a good piece. This is a very true antique bronze Buddha tie. Let me go over here in the other cabinet. We got quite a few Waterford pieces, if you like Waterford. I mean, look at that cake stand, beautiful. There's a vintage perfume bottle. Look at this. This is a vintage bottle. See how it hooks for the bottle cap. That's an old piece, nice, unusual. These are all hand carved from Italy. Of course, you got your little carriage clock. We just got some unusuals, Yadros, B&G, the Royal Dalton, some china down there. Let me close this noisy cabinet. Couple box lots. This is a box lot. You got these prints. You got some Hummels, old Hummel plates. We're going to sell this crystal chandelier. Next auction, I'm going to a place called Aventura. Nice, wealthy area. They got some furniture. They have two gorgeous chandeliers. I hope to be able to get. I hope we can pick them up. I was going to turn this on for you. I want to see if you can see that. The gentleman that is going in a retirement home said he bought this, but he never used it. It's got a little remote control inside this cabinet. There goes the remote control. But that's a remote control. Well darn. But it puts out a nice flame with no heat. If you want heat, you have the heat. Has a thermostat switch to adjust the temperature. This little vintage, it's a retro Thomas radio. It's a Wedgwood lamp. Nice bird print. Pewter candlesticks. There's an acrylic lamp right there. We got a nice corner cabinet. It's two-piece. Top piece sticks on. You got some more Hummel plates. This is a nice table with that walnut top. Came out of that big home. Very nice. We got a replica phone, but it works if you still have a landline. These chairs, everybody wants to sit on them. They're oversized chairs, and they are super comfortable. So we're going to sell them one at a time because one each, not as a pair. They're very expensive. That's kind of why. The TV, 55-inch TV, is wall mounted. It can pull, the wall mount can pull out, turn at different angles. So it's not just a fixed wall mount. We can turn it and do anything we want to with the TV. We want to sell that. Let's go in this other room. This is a coffee table top. It was kind of flimsy and it got busted out. I say busted. It has little hinges holding it together. And we kind of, in the move, the little hinges all got separated. So we're going to sell it like that. You can wall mount the clock if you want. Or you can put the base, I have the base over there, put it back together. We don't want to do that. We'll sell it as is. There's another litho. It does have a piece of glass missing out of the corner. Two nice bar stools. We got this nice print, decorative print, a nice gold frame. That's another litho. Rocking horse. Nice little rocking horse there. There's some more of those dishes. Sango. That's that vintage ornate. That's bronze. That's not plastic. That's bronze. And it's the older piece. We sold that estate, I think last year. A 90-something-year-old Chinese lady. We had fabulous stuff in that. This is an old folk art oil painting. There's another watercolor, it looks like, 1928. Let me see what else here. I know you younger people won't ever know these, but this is like October 1893. And this one is 1895. But it's got all kinds of stuff in it. There's a lot of pictures on the web. Got this, looks like a Bombay style desk. I didn't look to see if it was, but it looks like a Bombay desk. And then we have these vintage Lance jars. This is I hand knotted again. They had some very expensive rugs. Hand knotted rug came from the big house. We got these patio table and chairs from the gentleman went in a retirement home, and they're I won't call rough. I say they need to be refinished. These are well made. They swivel. I would have these sandblasted and powder coated. You won't get this kind of furniture no more. Let me move my octopussy, and there's the table. Goes with it. I mean, it'd be well worth it. The older furniture just made better and holds up better. And here's my little octopussy. This is rope, all done by rope. And look at all the seashells they put in there. Got that. Great bar stools. These bar stools, again, in the upscale area. I'm looking at little stains here. I believe you can clean. Those don't look like series. You could probably. The cushions are good. I'm sure you can wash those. I don't do it, but I think you can. We have an array of beer signs. You can look on the web and see all those signs. There's too many of them. We got 5 of these clown gold frame pictures we're selling. We got this big oil on canvas of the clown with the crying boy. This is like a stackable apothecary cabinet. When I look at it, but it reminds me of a library. Remember the old days with the drawers like that? Had the little cards in there. Anyway, that. We got these 4 chairs. They roll around, our chairs. They're on casters. The gentleman was a known contractor, retired. He printed out his own blueprints. And this machine cost several thousand. It was in storage, wrapped up in bubble wrap when we got it. But you can print out banners, posters. It's very usable, but he used it for blueprints. But you may look on there. I asked AI what all it could do, and it gave me a list of stuff. I got this nice mirror, and I really like it because of the bird's eye maple-like frame. I'm looking here. Here's some more. That's a print, but that's an oil there. That's a known artist there for that one. I'm trying to see if I missed anything. I don't think so. Go at it, have fun. You got any questions, of course, you can always ask us, but I hope you enjoy the auction.